It's funny, I was talking to a friend, and he's like, man, you get to go talk to the great class of 2026 at Princeton. I'm like, yeah. He's like, what are you going to talk to him about? Like, what comes up in your mind? I'm like, what was it about Princeton that was so amazing? Was it the amazing institution, the time that you had there, playing the sports, the people? What? And I was like, man, the first thing that came to me, I can't wait to get to Hoagie Haven. You think I'm joking. Like, I'm from California, so I always thought a sandwich. Yeah, like I thought a sandwich was a sandwich. You know, you just lay some, mayo, mustard, your favorite meat, whatever you got. And then, I hit Nassau, took it right, and it was one of those, like, you guys haven't been there yet, one of those late nights where you don't make it to the dining hall, so you don't have food yet. So it's like, hey, just go to Hoagie Haven. I'm like, all right, whatever. Walk in. It's like, what do you want? I'm like, I guess I'll have the Heart Stop. Anybody had the Heart Stop? You guys haven't had it. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to write notes right now. The Hoagie Haven experience changed my life. It was an incredible sandwich, and I said, I don't think I'll ever go back to normal sandwiches. And I kid you not, it was one of those things that's so memorable for me. But on a serious note, today we're talking about how do we own our story, right? The experience of being a freshman at Princeton University, you're gonna have 4 years that you're gonna navigate not only through successes, but also through adversities. And the real question becomes, how are you going to own the story that you are navigating through and ultimately creating? I was thinking I wanted to tell you one quick story because it was something that resonated with me. So I told you guys I'm from California, and my freshman year, as it was mentioned before, I played football here. And I was walking with some friends, I was on campus, and everywhere we would go, from practice to class, I'm walking with my guys, and eventually they'd be like, I always say, like, man, hurry up. You always walk so slow. I'm like, why do you keep saying that? They're like, man, you walk slow. Like, literally the walk, you kind of like, right? And my friends walk like, they're walking, and I'm always like, we'll get there. And we talked about it, and I was like, man, I think when we really broke it down, I'm from California. The weather is amazing. We don't have winters like the East Coast. My friends were from Chicago, New York, New Jersey. It's cold. What do you guys do in the cold? When you're cold and you're outside and you got to walk, right? You go. But in Sacramento, we have such beautiful weather, I'm used to walking anywhere at my own pace. We get to Thanksgiving break. I go back home. I'm with friends back home. All my friends are from California. We get out of the car. We're walking to the movies. I hop out of the car and I go. They go, Isaac, slow down. You're walking really fast. I'm like, oh, my bad. I think I picked that up from my guys at Princeton. And it reminded me of a quote by Sidney Poitier when he says, something amazing happens. Something amazing happens when you walk in pace with someone next to you. Either their pace speeds up or yours slows down. Like someone has to match. And things happen when you're at a college or a university. Every time you meet someone, you're walking in pace with them. Not just talking about the walk, the perspectives that you share. Your perspectives, the way in which you look at the world, your socioeconomic status, everything that makes you look at the world in a particular way will show up in the walk. And excuse me for a moment, we really turned up earlier. Sorry, guys. But I was sharing that in that moment because oftentimes, and I really wanted to drive this home to you all, in your freshman year, you are going to meet individuals who walk at different paces of life than you. Some are going to walk faster. Some will walk slower. If you're following me, say yeah. If you're following me, say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good. Let me break this down really quickly. It just clicked for me that oftentimes what we try to do is keep our own pace and think if no one is walking at our pace, we don't need to walk with them. And what I learned was when I can walk at different paces in my life, I am now growing as a person. So now when I'm back in California, I was showing my friends how to walk with a quicker pace. You following me? Right? So now when I'm out here, I've taught and showed some people that sometimes you can slow down. Oh, come on. If you're with me in the back, say yeah. If you're with me in the back, say, oh yeah. By a show of hands, how many of you have met people or seen in your own experience that people will walk at different paces than you? Look around for a moment. Hey, when I say like this, get your elbow. Look around for a moment. Look around. Is that not all of us? Right? Come on, if I could keep it up, you can keep it up. Right? If you're with me, say yeah. If you're with me, say, oh yeah. When you are navigating your own experience here at Princeton, the one thing that I want to remind you all of is to be open to meeting people who walk at different paces of life. It will absolutely benefit you in so many ways. Freshman class, the great class of 2026, I can't tell you how many conversations, late night conversations on this campus I've been in with people who have challenged my own thought process. Like where I came from, like what I thought about, what I thought was right, what I thought was wrong. And over time, instead of just calling it something that was different than my own perspective, what I learned was that I actually grow when I'm able to listen to those who walk at different paces. If you're with me, say yeah. If you're with me, say oh yeah. Number one.